I was raised in Haight-Ashbury in the 60s. And my dad was a scientist, and my mom was a hippie. So that meant we couldn't have religion. My dad pretty much just lived in his head, you know. Very rarely he'd come out of his head. Sometimes we'd be at the kitchen table and he'd come out of his head and think, who are these people at my dinner table? I'm like, Dad, it's us, your kids. We went to all sorts of protests, events in San Francisco, my brothers and I, when we were that big, not knowing what it was about. Anyway, other kids at school had religion, and I felt a little jealous because they could go pray to gods and get stuff, and we didn't have that. Eventually, when I was a kind of preteen and getting interested, getting full of hormones, starting to get the inkling that there was other things in life going on. It was when tampons were new technology, remember that? Tampons. And they had these signs. Some of you really don't remember that. They had all these ads, with a tampon you could go horseback riding and swimming. We had no pool and no horse. And I was desperate to get my hands on a box of tampons. Finally got some and decided to try it out late at night in the privacy of my room, Might have worked if I'd had my period. I didn't. That thing got so stuck and I became very religious that night. I prayed to all sorts of gods I made up, promising behavior changes if the gods would take the tampon out. Anyway, my brother at a similar age did a similarly stupid thing, thank God not with a tampon. He'd see my dad shaving every day. It was so masculine and so grown up, and he wanted to try it so bad, but he had no facial hair to speak of. But he did have eyebrows. Whoop, whoop, they came right off. Then he realized he looked ridiculous. And my brother was actually quite mechanical, and so he got hunks of his head hair, and he cut them off, and he got some white glue. Put white glue on his face where his eyebrows once were, and came down to the dinner table with these bushels of head hair glued to his face. We hurt ourselves laughing. Anyway, this song is not about that. But I thought, God, the gods, if there are some, they must be just sick of our stupid requests. So I wrote this song called Prayer Flags, sort of saying to the gods, take a day off, What if we hung the prayer flags to tell the gods we're fine? What if we called up to the gods, hey, take the weekend off, maybe? What if we said, thanks for the help over the years? What if we said, hey, go to the beach, we can handle it from here? What if we said, we're sorry that we asked for stupid things? We weren't helpless. We didn't need a savior for our bad hair day. You made us perfect. You gave us love. Oh, you gave us your tools. We'll hang the flags, the prayer flags, to show that we're not fools. What if we said, we know you're there, but don't know how we know? What if we said, you have our trust, we don't need for you to prove your love. It's everywhere, just like you said, oh, you did it divine. We'll hang the flags, the prayer flags, to show